Hi, it's Ileana. So I recently discussed how I can see someone's soul signature, the frequency of their soul, the field of their soul, and what's deep inside the soul field itself. So I can see a person's innermost soul signature and how it looks like, how it vibrates, the colors, the intent, the frequency, the purity, and just overall the ability of the soul signature. I've also seen something interesting connected to the soul signature. Today I saw something under the person's being. So I saw the soul signature, and underneath that, there was this beautiful spinning flower of life with a Merkaba inside of it. It was bluish green, and on top of that, there was this beautiful golden pyramid, and four more pyramids around that, smaller ones. And it was the perfect Fibonacci scale, like the perfect golden geometry ratio. And this is the person's soul divinity, their divine soul divinity, literally, how that connects to their soul signature, and then how it connects to the rest of the universe energetically. And this was under their light body frequency that I could see these beautiful geometric patterns. And when it comes together, it's that perfect golden scale ratio. It just blends so well together. And that energy allows the person to connect to their highest divinity and to connect to universal knowledge and to the universe itself, to get information, to get soul wisdom, to get soul healing, to ground themselves. That's the divine connection. They have this golden energy going from the sphere, going like it literally from the pyramid. It sort of forms a sphere, that spherical energy field on top, then a beam above the sphere, and it just connects to the highest light frequency. And I was seeing this most of the time that the healing was being done, and me looking at their soul field. And then I saw 4 double terminated quartz crystals, clear quartz, and it was in the shape of a star. So you have one clear quartz, you have another clear quartz, third and a fourth, and the star pattern going around the flower of life, the blue-green flower of life, and the spinning Merkaba. Just these crystalline frequencies surrounding the flower of life, spinning flower of life in the Merkaba field. It's just such beautiful connections. So there's the crystalline energy field frequency. There is the sacred geometry and the energetic connections. And there's the soul field signature of this person as a divine golden frequency. So sometimes I will see things as sacred geometry, a sacred energetic frequency that's connected to the person's soul signature for some kind of a purpose. And there'll be a message with that image, of that vibration that I'm seeing. And it was such a beautiful thing to see in that holographic field from their soul signature. That's what I was getting today. And I was thinking, how can I translate this to a 4D, 3D representation. I managed to find all of the geometric shapes of what I was seeing, the soul construct that was spinning under the person, with the Merkaba, the flower of life, the golden pyramids, that I was able to recreate, plus that beautiful sort of triangular star formation of the clear quartz crystals, of those crystals around the flower of life and the Merkaba. I was able to recreate that field of energy. It's exactly as I saw it from the soul signature. That's exactly how it's come in from a 3D, 4D perspective, how it looks. It is such beautiful energy. Again, exactly as I saw it, exactly as it looks like. So even in physicality, the geometric patterns and the energy frequency of that soul signature translated to physicality and what it looks like to me as a physical representation. When I was seeing it from the energetic field down to the physical representation, because I wanted to create a physical model rendering of how this particular soul signature looked like to me, with the crystalline essence added in, and it completes the image. And there's even golden spiral pyramids around the crystals, and I was seeing sort of like a spiraling of copper fields as well around the pyramids, the golden pyramids. So the copper spiral seems to be important in this kind of a soul field, soul signature, because copper amplifies energy. When you put copper together with crystals or pyramids, it will amplify energy fields even more. It will make it very powerful. People put copper on staffs, people put copper on wands, pyramids, meditation pyramids. Some of them are made out of copper, some of them are made out of wood. And it's just such a beautiful energy of amplification for healing and for opening up psychic ability. Just like gold and silver wire does the same thing. They're great for amplification. You can wrap crystals in silver and gold wire, or in copper coils if you're working with bigger crystals. Or you can wrap copper coils, silver coils, gold coils around a pyramid. Either a smaller pyramid or a bigger one, like a meditation pyramid. And you'll feel the amplification of the crystals and the coils working together in frequency. You'll just feel that energetic boost in the environment, around yourself, going within yourself, underneath yourself. It'll just amplify the intensity of the healing and the intensity of the connection intuitively to your inner self, to your higher self, and to the universe, to Source Creator, to the wonderful creator beings out there. It'll just make a sort of like a bridge, connector bridge, and an energy field foundation, creation pathway to open up your psychic ability, to open up your inner intuitive ability, to connect to your divine self, to inner self, higher self, Source Creator, and other positive protector teams of angels or extraterrestrials that are of a high vibrational frequency and positivity to work with. So this is kind of what I learned about soul fields, soul signatures, and what happens when I'm looking at a soul internally to the deepest depths of someone's soul, and the information that comes through energetically and visually, and even sometimes verbally from their soul field. It's the deepest messages that I see and receive, and I can describe that to the person when I'm doing this type of work. It's highly inspiring, and I wanted to share the essence of that type of information and what I'm able to see. It is on a deeply profound level. I was also able to see someone's life mission and what they're able to do with plant medicine and how to work with plant medicine and how to work with a healing system, an energetic and physical healing system, like the steps to take towards creating sort of like a formula or a recipe with the plant medicine, with the myceliums and the mushrooms, the growing, the soul quest, the soul journey, the spirit quest of how to work with mushrooms, how to create mushroom recipes, how to create a mushroom formula, like spiritual science in spirit quests with myceliums, mushrooms, mushroom spiritual healing, mushroom soul exploration on the spirit level. And that's part of plant medicine. Even though mushrooms are a mycelium, I still consider that as somewhat part of plant medicine. And then a very interesting healing frequency of a device that works with thought consciousness technology, of how you focus your mind on finding the root cause of something, the origins of something that is causing symptoms in the physical body. So you treat the root cause and then you treat the symptoms. And this is a device you lie in, which acts like a healing chamber. It is a healing chamber, and then you work with it energetically on a healing scale, on a thought consciousness scale, to direct the energy of the healing process. The device itself can do that, but also with your thought consciousness, you can add more healing capacity to it. So we were able to see that as part of the soul mission of the person connected to these healing modalities, and how to expand them, and how to learn soul wisdom and healing wisdom on a higher dimensional capacity, and how that works. So that's what I was able to see in the soul field as well, and the soul signature and the soul mission, and following your highest joy and your highest life projects, work projects, healing projects, spiritual projects, what creates soul happiness, what creates soul inspiration, soul creativity, what expands your mission to the next level of that creative cycle and inspiration, and gives you meaning, and gives you purpose to that mission beyond just a simple understanding of it, seeing the more deeper path of where the soul is going on their mission, and how it's going to happen, and happening now, to the depth, that inspirational depth of seeing it in its higher capacity, and exploring the outcomes of the soul mission and the purpose of it, and the connection to the healing modalities and the spirituality of it, of allowing your consciousness to connect to your higher self with the myceliums, with the mushrooms, mushroom healing, spirit quests, spirit journeys, spirit guidance, with the intuitive self and the higher self, through the bridge pathway of the energy frequency created by the mushrooms. I think that's a very creative way to connect on a soul level to your higher self or selves, and to explore your awakening psychic ability that way as well. And with crystals too. That's part of thought consciousness, working with crystals and crystalline energy, working with healing chambers, working with your soul frequency connection to direct it, to connect with the crystalline frequencies, the myceliums, the energetic frequency healing of healing chambers or crystal chambers or crystalline artifacts and crystalline wands, crystalline staffs. Those are artifacts as well that you yourself can create your own healing tools and work with. That also comes from your divine soul signature creativity, creating different artifacts that are healing tools, that are thought consciousness tools. It is such an amazing frequency in how you creatively get your ideas from the soul field, from the soul signature. You're being divinely guided to connect to your inner self or your highest creativity, well-being, healing, and inspiration. It all comes from the soul, the divine self that is you, and it helps you with guiding you in your life and on your life path for the highest good, well-being, and healing. This is what I've discovered. This is all part of the soul connection, part of your soul field, your unique soul signature, and who you are as a divine, energetic being connecting to your physical self and your energetic self, working together in a whole, balanced, energetic frequency and field, in total connection, in divine unity and togetherness. So with the mycelium spirit quest, spiritual science, what I saw as part of the soul mission is that you can create recipes, literal formula recipes of growing different mushrooms or psychedelics. Some people call them psychedelics. The mushrooms allow you to literally lift your soul to the pathway bridge to universal connection with your higher self, with Source Creator, with positive frequency and energy. It helps you to connect, but you can do various recipes. You could try one of the mushrooms that you grow, knowing the name of it, and record which mushroom you tried, how many mushrooms, one mushroom, 1.5, or next time you can try another type of mushroom and mix it with half of another mushroom and seeing how you're feeling. If you reached that intuitive level of self-awareness, did you connect with your higher self, with Source Creator? And you can take notes on how much of the mushrooms you're using, which of the blends, what type of mushroom it is, and you can keep adapting the formulas and the recipes to see what works for you and what doesn't, and if you need to modify the type of mushrooms that you're using by changing up the recipe, adding a different mushroom, or using only one sort of a mushroom, until you reach that state of connection successfully with your higher self and Source Creator, whoever you're trying to reach, as long as they're positive. And you document the process of your findings. What mushrooms you used, how much did you use in the recipe, their names, what you felt, did your frequency of your soul Were you able to raise the frequency of your soul to the next density? Because we're all made of energy, so we can raise our frequency. And mushrooms have the ability to raise the frequency of somebody, just like herbs and other plant medicines can raise your frequency and vibration. Plants are very powerful. They're a living sentience of its own, just like the myceliums. Plants have the ability, if you know how to identify the plants in the forest, when you're doing your foraging and the mushrooms, every plant has its own energetic frequency for the type of healing that it can do. If you mix certain types of plants, there's aloe vera that helps with inflammation. It helps with keeping out bacteria. There is cabbage that, again, also takes away inflammation. The juice that comes out from the cabbage removes inflammation on the body. It helps with arthritis. It helps with joint pain and just inflammation pain as well. So if you take your time to research the different plants that are all around you, dandelions, the leaves and the heads of the dandelions, when you make the tea, it helps to lower diabetes, and it helps to detox the body from fatty acids in the body. Plant medicine is a very spiritual form of healing of its own. And if you mix different plants and the oils that come, essential oils, if you make certain blends, it's good, like healing poultices, for burns, for pain, for rashes. Plant medicine was the original medicines, the organic ones that were used thousands of years ago for healing. So working with herbs also for manifestation and creation. The herb embodies a frequency, and the essential oil embodies a frequency. And working with different kinds of candles and colors, infusing the herbs and the essential oils into the candle. You can work with the candle and the frequency of the oils and the herbs for soul clearing, for creating positive manifestation in your life based on the color of the candle, the healing and the metaphysical properties of the herbs and the essential oils, and seeing what it does for your soul to clear the soul. Again, you can use herbs and essential oils, the organic ones, in many different ways for healing, or the myceliums, the mushrooms, to grow the mushrooms yourselves, to do the recipes, formulas to grow. You can even grow herbs yourself. You can have a little herb garden and plant garden. If you have a balcony, enclosed balcony, you can do that, or in your home, or in the outside garden in the backyard. It is so interesting what you can do with plant medicine. Both the green plants, the different types of plant life, trees, also the bark of trees. Never strip the tree of its bark. If it's peeling off, you can take a little for plant medicine. The willow, its bark is very healing for inflammation and pain. When the bark is peeling on its own, you can take a little bit of it for your plant medicine, to brew tea for healing. Also to lower goji berries, lower blood pressure. Very good, goji berries. You can brew the berries and create a brew that you slowly drink throughout the day. You let it steep, and then you drink it throughout the day, and then it lowers your blood pressure. Those are some of the little recipes I know of from plant medicine. So you can fully explore plant medicine healing. There's books on identifying the different plants, the mushrooms, healing properties of the plants and the mushrooms, the metaphysical properties of the mushrooms and the plants, and books on foraging that teach you how to forage in the forests or the sanctuary parks where plants and the mushrooms have been preserved and the air is clean, not full of toxins. It's not good to do foraging for mushrooms or plants where there's a lot of cars and gas output and outtake because there's toxins in the air. So you want to go to the deeper forests or the national parks to do your foraging, not by the side of the road where there's a lot of cars, because there is toxins, unfortunately, from the gas outputs, from the emissions. So it's there's still beautiful places where you can forage on Mother Gaia, Earth, and set a positive intent for how you will use the plants and the myceliums, the mushrooms. Set a good intent, set a healing intent of how the plants will help you in the mushrooms, and say thank you as well when you work with these plants and these mushrooms. That's a positive outcome when working with plant medicine. Our soul missions can also show us what we're capable of doing. So if we work with the mushrooms, the herbs, the plant medicine, we then learn how these spiritual science healing tools work. And once we have fully explored those journeys to our highest capacities, then we ourselves become teachers and guides, and we can teach others how to work with the myceliums, the spiritual science of the mushrooms, to connect to the higher self, to the universe, to Source Creator. Because you embody that frequency, you know how to create the formulas, the recipes, the combinations of the energetic frequencies of the mushrooms that hold that source energy field to connect as a bridge path. And then if you work with plants, you know certain poultices, certain remedies that you mix, and you can teach others to do the same. So you can then be the guide and the teacher and pass on healing knowledge and spiritual knowledge to others who are then empowered to help themselves, to heal and to spiritually grow and learn and teach others as well. So the beautiful knowledge is passed on. So other generations can also work with it for the highest good, well-being, and healing going forwards as well. The knowledge is retained, the knowledge goes on. The knowledge is helpful because our soul missions help us to know our highest joy, what is for our highest good, what is best for us on our life paths, and how to reach those places, how to be our happiest, joyous, most successful selves based on what is truly meant to be on our path in exploration. Our healing path, our work path, our happiness path, our experience path of what we're truly meant to do from that soul perspective of the soul signature. The soul frequency and the soul signature can show us the greatest meaning of what we're destined to do and explore while we're in a human incarnation and what we're capable of doing while we're here and even beyond 3D reality, beyond the Earth scope, out there in the universe, as we're infinite energy, we're infinite possibilities, we're infinite creators in what we create and what we bring in energetically into our physical existences and beyond physicality. So thank you so much, and namaste.